This is Liat from KnitFreedom, and I know you're here because you want to enjoy your knitting. You deserve to be proud of your finished projects and the techniques you learned in order to get there. In order to finish a top-down sock or an afterthought heel, you'll need to correctly do an invisible seaming technique called Kitchener stitch. The problem is, written directions you may find in your pattern for Kitchener stitch can be really confusing. Most people find themselves having to look up this complex technique and struggle to relearn it every time they need to use it. I know how frustrating it is to have a technique you can never seem to conquer. It can make a whole area of knitting seem inaccessible to you. You shouldn't have to be intimidated by any knitting technique. That is why I created KnitFreedom's complete video guide to seaming your knitting with Kitchener stitch, your one-stop shop for understanding and remembering how to do Kitchener stitch. I've put together a fantastic resource of step-by-step videos, printable diagrams, step-by-step photos, and patterns for practicing Kitchener stitch. Every resource you need for Kitchener stitch is on one page, so you never have to go searching for another tutorial again. I've helped hundreds of knitters already remember and understand Kitchener stitch with these videos, even those who used to be totally intimidated by the technique. You need a teacher who can show you what to do without getting you more confused or making you feel like you're missing something. You need a resource that lays everything out for you in a way you understand so that you can take advantage of the learning style that best suits you. Learning Kitchener stitch is simple. You click to go to the guide, email the link to yourself or save it on Pinterest or Ravelry so that you can have it for future reference, and then watch the in-depth videos whenever you are ready to learn and understand Kitchener stitch without fear. When you click to go to this guide, you'll get access to 6 free video tutorials showing you different aspects of Kitchener stitch. As you refer to the guide, you'll learn from an illustrated printable diagram plus step-by-step photos and an animated GIF summing up the whole process, plus answers to 12 common questions knitters have about Kitchener stitch. If you find our guide useful, I encourage you to email it to yourself, pin it on Pinterest, or even paste a link to it in your Ravelry project notes so that you have access to this great resource whenever you need it. Finally, whenever you have a pattern that tells you to finish your knitting with Kitchener stitch, you can go to those saved links or just go to KnitFreedom.com and search for Kitchener stitch. You'll have access to the only resource you'll ever need for understanding exactly how to do and excel at Kitchener stitch. So go to the free guide to check out our complete Kitchener stitch guide today, because you deserve to always have great tutorials at your fingertips.